Welcome all the participants to this program, Team Building and Leadership. So webinar, basically I will touch some of the key aspects on this subject. You know that team building, leadership, these are very popular everywhere. You know, people, they used to talk about this many times. So you may ask what we will learn today, something new. Okay. Yeah, the purpose is really, it is like a refreshing and reviewing your current team leadership process and to reorient, inshallah, if you find something worth. Okay, inshallah. So this program basically will cover some questions. So I will try to get some answers for these questions. Why is it essential for you to improve team building and leadership skills? Okay, then how to lead your team. What is your team leadership index? How to build an effective team, how to maximize the impact of team leadership. So these are the questions, inshallah, we will discuss today. I believe already you have answers for these questions. So let's see what is the similarity and differences between my answer and your understanding, inshallah. So if you compare in that manner, you will be more active in the presentation. Okay, I hope you will be active, right? Meantime, I will ask some question. So you are free to answer through a chat box to make the program more interactive, right? The purpose of the question is not to check your knowledge. The purpose is what? To make the session interactive. And sometime when you answer, others will learn from you, inshallah. Okay. So as Dr. Nasir introduced about myself, this is my brief introduction. So I'm here. The main subject I should add to this introduction is my ambition is to produce right and righteous leaders. So we have developed, alhamdulillah, many programs towards this ambition, producing right and righteous leaders, right? So we have some training programs, for example, professional productivity for professionals in any organization, regardless of their discipline, then maximizing performance of employees. This is for supervisor level staff in any organization, right? Then we have personal branding program. This is to help people to develop themselves as a worthy person, right, in their career, in their life. Then we have Lead Your Business. This program for entrepreneurs, those who have developed and run businesses, is for them, for their leadership team. Then we have Lead Your Organization. This is for community organization leadership teams, right? Then Lead Your Time and Team Building. This is a program now we are, okay. Then we have program for Lead Your Child, parenting leadership course. Then Lead Your Students for teachers, right? Then Effective HR Utilization. This is a consultancy program for any company to help them to enhance their HR utilization. Then Global Mind Strategic Leadership. This is one of my favorite programs. So this one is basically to help people to become strategic leaders. So these are training and consultancy programs we have developed towards my ambition to produce right and righteous leaders, right? Then we have coaching programs. These are one-to-one coaching programs. Depend on the commitment of an individual, they can participate in this program. For example, employability success, right? Professional success. Then flourishing life coaching program, productive life coaching certification program. That means if somebody wants to become a certified coach in terms of life coaching, this is the program for them. Then we have a strategic leadership one-to-one coaching program for anyone who wants to become a strategic leader. Then strategic leadership certification program. This program, if anyone completes this program, they can train, they can coach others to become strategic leaders. And then business life leadership coaching program for entrepreneurs, one-to-one program. So these are some of the programs, as I mentioned, towards my ambition to produce right and righteous leaders, right? So this is my LinkedIn profile. We can connect through LinkedIn. So inshallah, then we can keep updated ourselves. Okay, right. Alhamdulillah. Very good. So I expect your interaction through chat box during this program. We will try to make this a 1 hour session. inshallah. Let's start with this question. What is team? What is team? What do you think? Could you please type in the chat box? What is team? Your understanding, your opinion, anything you can just share with us. What do you think? What is team? Right. So I will start with the answer, inshallah. While you are thinking, I'll give you my opinion, then you can compare with your understanding about this. There are many definitions, right? This is not something, from Quran or Hadith, This is flexible and people define according to their professional background, their context, their understanding, they define, right? Dr. Nasir says group of people. Excellent. That is the start of the definition. So I also say same like that. Like this, a group of people who perform interdependent tasks to work toward a common goal that would be challenging for an individual to achieve alone. So I have underlined certain words here. A group, there must be group, interdependent task. So the task they perform within the team, the task performed by team members should be interdependent. That they have to work towards a goal, common goal. The idea is that would be challenging for an individual to achieve alone. So that means you do not need a team to perform a task that you can do yourself, isn't it? You will not depend on others. But if you have something, you need more people. That means that the work is challenging to handle by yourself, then you need others' support. Then you have to form a team. So that is the basic idea, right? Okay, let's start like this. Could you please write down in your notebook, not in the chat box, in your notebook, what is your team? What is your current team you are leading? Okay. What kind of team you are leading now? It is related to education, business, or any different disciplines or sports, anything. You can just note down that. Then the next question is, what is the goal of your team? What is the goal? Why you are there as a team? What is the goal of your team? These goals normally comes from your superior. If you are working in a company, if you are a head of department or head of a team, your leadership of the organization will assign a goal for you, isn't it? If you form your own team, you will develop a goal. So what is the goal of your team? How many members in your team? How many members? In this case, you may, for example, if you are a manager in a department, you may have 100 people working in your department, right? That means the big team. But here the specific question is, how many members in the sense? The people directly reporting to you, they are your team, direct team. If you are a director, you may have 5 or 6 people reporting to you directly. So that is your team. And there are more people below them. So here we are focusing on the people reports to you directly. So how many members in your team? What is each of their key responsibilities? So if you have 5 members in your team, say if you're a director, you have 5 managers below you. Each one of them have a responsibility, isn't it? So what is that responsibility? Just note down briefly, no need to write everything, just jot down in your notebook. So that will help us to make this program more interactive and personalize the idea I'm sharing here for you, inshallah. So management team in the sense what? For example, if you are a head of school or school principal, your team consists of maybe vice principals or head of sections. Teachers are not part of your direct team. They are part of the big team. So here we are focusing on the team directly reporting to you, right? Excellent. So you can have an inventory on this subject based on this slide. Okay, let's move, inshallah. Why is it essential to improve team building and leadership skills? Let's have a brief discussion on this subject. Why is it essential to improve team building and leadership skills for you? Right, we know that as the team leader, you are responsible and accountable for your what? Your team's goals. Because the goal is assigned to you as a team leader, not to the team. So you are the one responsible and accountable. Okay? Very good. Technophobia 3+. Who is that, please? What is your good name? If you can, please change your name in the Zoom so that I can call you the right name, inshallah. You say that a group of individuals with different knowledge and experience. Yeah, that is another definition for team. Excellent. Okay. Now, as a team leader, you are responsible and accountable for your team's goal. You are the one responsible, not your team members. Okay? Right. If your team members are identical to you, think about this. If your team members are identical to you, it would become easy for you to lead the team. Say you have 5 members in your team. All of them are same like you in every aspect. Okay? All are same like you. Think about the situation. It would be very easy, isn't it? Because it is like you are leading yourself. Identical team members. But is it possible? It is not possible, isn't it? You will not find anyone identical to you in this world, right? Each and every parts of our body is different compared to others. That means, however, each one of them is unique in terms of every aspect, right? Some of them, if you are a star and gold color, a team member could be a circle with red color, another one with this shape, another one like this. Different varieties of people you may have within your team. So each one of them unique in terms of every aspect. That's why leading people who are entirely different from you is challenging. That's why team leadership is challenging. Okay. So since they are not identical to you, always you will find a gap between you and them. That gap cannot be filled completely, 100%. Always there will be a gap. That's why it is challenging. So what are the common challenges as a team leader you face in your team? What are the common challenges? You can quickly type whatever comes to your mind, right? There is no right or wrong answer. Just I would like to have your, what do you think in your mind, inshallah? Okay, what are the common challenges? I'm talking about the challenges related to team members. Okay, I will show you some challenges. Let's see, these are the challenges that you are facing. Common challenges in team leadership. Toxic working environment. What is this? The environment in your team is toxic. What do you mean by toxic? Bullying, harassment, negative attitudes of people, discrimination, unfair practices, micromanagement, poor physical work environment. This will make the environment toxic. Okay. Then what else? As a team leader, yeah, Sister Janet says procrastination, delaying the things is a challenge, isn't it? Okay, so I say the same thing in a different term, lack of commitment. That means one or two of your team members may show poor commitment in their work, in their responsibility. It will become a challenge, especially to achieve a deadline, a time frame, given to you. Then what else? Lack of cooperation among the team members. Okay. Yeah, that means they are not cooperating well to deliver what they want to deliver. Right. What is that? Non-challenge attitude? What is that, brother? Yeah, attitude problem. You are right. Yes, that is another problem, another challenge. Then you can say personal agendas. If one of them or some of them have some personal agenda that's been totally different from your team goal, then it is a challenge to lead them. Then poor qualification. If some of your team members are not qualified to deliver what you are doing in your team, in your department, in your section, it is a challenge for you, right? Sometimes, you know, some people are assigned by political reason, then you will find difficult to work with them. Is another challenge. Okay. Then resistance to change. If your team members are not happy to change, you know, what they are doing. For example, say you are assigned as a new team leader, a new department manager to your team, and the people in your team department might be familiar for certain things for so many years. So if you suggest to a change, they may resist. It will be a challenge for you, right? So those who have the ability to build and lead teams fulfill the responsibility successfully. As I told you, team leader is responsible and accountable for their goals. So if a team leader has the ability to build a team and lead them successfully, they will become successful in terms of their responsibility and accountability. So that's why we need to keep on enhancing our team building and leadership skills. There is no end, you know, world is keep on changing. Everything is changing. So we need to keep ourselves up to date about how to work with people. For example, you know, one of the big issue is, say, if the team leader is 40 plus or 50 plus, you may have team members in their 20s. Okay, a big generation gap. If you fail to understand about their nature, their behaviors, you know, how they see things, how they approach certain things, it will be a big challenge for you to lead them. That's why we need to keep on updated ourselves in terms of how to build a powerful team, how to lead a team. Right. Okay, good. Now let's focus on how to lead your team. So for this question, you may end up with tens of hundreds of answers, right? But to make the subject easy and, you know, memorable, I have developed a simple model called BUILD. Okay. So there are 5 points. BUILD. Number 1, be clear about team goals. This is number 1. You must know the goal clearly, without any ambiguity. Why you are there? What is the purpose you are assigned for? Without any ambiguity, you must be very clear about the goals of the team. Maybe the primary goals, secondary goals, you know, subdivided goals. There are many. Understand individual working styles. If you have 5 members in your team, understand their working style is another important aspect to lead your team successfully. If you fail to understand their working style, you will not get the full benefit from them. Third one, involve team members based on readiness. Okay, involve them based on their readiness. We will discuss them, inshallah. Okay, this is the content of this program. Basically, you will assess yourself with respect to these things and you will have some better idea end of the program, inshallah. Lift team spirit. Lift team spirit. Demonstrate resilience in crisis. So build, B-U-I-L-D. I know that you have memorized them, right? Build. Okay. So before we go to a detail out those 5 points, let's discuss about, or let's focus on your team members. Let's try to understand your team members. At the beginning, I asked you to write down your team members, right? How many team members you have and what they are doing. Okay, now I will help you, inshallah, to classify them into some groups so that you will be very clear about them. Say, if you have a team member A, you know that A is in this group, B in another group, C may be same group with A. So once you understand, based on this classification, it will be easy for you to lead them, right? You will not confuse among the people, among the members. Okay. This is the way I'm going to classify the team members. We'll have two dimensions. One dimension is performance of the team members. The other dimension is ethos. What is performance? It is about how efficiently, effectively your team members are executing the assigned responsibilities, assigned tasks. That is performance. What is ethos? It is about a person's characteristics or values, attitudes. Is ethos. One of participants mentioned about the attitude. Yeah, it is coming under this subject, ethos. So based on these two dimensions, we can divide them into 4 groups. Here, low performance, high performance, and weak ethos, strong ethos. So we have 4 groups, right? The one who are low and weak, we call them disruptors. Here we call troubler or troublemakers. Why? They perform well, but their ethos are weak, their values weak, attitudes weak, they behave weakly. So they make trouble. They make trouble in the team members. That's why here troublers. But they perform well. Disruptors, what? They perform poor and their ethos also not good, weak. Here supporters, then champion. Right? I will give you a brief introduction for each of them. Then you will see how many of your team members are champions, right? So if you have all of them are champions, that means you are a successful team leader and you are a blessed person to lead your team, inshallah. Okay, right. So who is a champion? Top performer and fully embrace the team's values and culture. Okay, and highly respected by their peers. These are the champions. So how many of them you have in your team? That means they perform well and they are respected by others in your team, right? Especially the team leader must be a champion, okay? And you can assess at the same time about yourself as well. If you are a team leader, how about your performance and how much your team members are respecting you. Okay, now if you focus on your members, how many of them are champions? Who are the troublemakers? They are excellent in their work. They perform well. They are knowledgeable, competent, but the way they work create conflict within the team's members, okay? Within the team's values and cohesion. So these are the troublemakers. Okay, how many of them you have troublemakers in your team? Then supporters mean what? They are not competent enough. They are poor performers, but they are good people in terms of their values and culture. And they are supportive. They have positive mindset with others. They don't create problem in the team, they respect people. So they are supporters. Then who are these people? The 4th one, underperformer, does not align with the team's values and hinders team progress and dynamics. Okay, right. So you may have 4 kinds of people in your team, right? So once you identify these people within your team, as a team leader, you need to lead them, isn't it? Now, leadership in the sense, the definition is what? Move a group of people towards a goal. If you have a group of people, they are ready to follow, right? That means like a champions. Only the tough task you have is to implement the projects towards goal. But if you have a team, the mix of all of these characteristics, right? Then you have double challenge. 1, working towards goal. 2nd, work with these people. So somehow this is one of your responsibility as a team leader. I will quickly tell you how to do this, because this part is itself a big topic, but I will just show you how you can do that. Now, if you have somebody in this group, right? Somebody in this group, who is this? Underperformer, right? So what you have to do, you have to move him towards high in terms of performance, or high strong in terms of ethos. So we can help them to move, for example, to become better performer, or we can help them to become better in terms of their values and attitudes. As a team leader, you can do that. Then once you have these people, then you have to move them to become champions, right? How to do that? How you can do that? That's why we call leadership, isn't it? You have to lead people towards from one box to another box. So we call this leadership style, or this leadership methodology in terms of moving people, we call what? Coaching and mentoring. You have to coach them to become better in terms of their performance, or in terms of their ethos, or you can mentor them to improve their performance. So in this case, you need to improve your coaching skills and mentoring skills. That is part of team leadership. Okay, right. So once you improve these skills, you can lead your team, inshallah, successfully to realize or to achieve your team goals. Okay. With this background explanation, we'll move to another interesting subject of this webinar. I would like to help you to
Jamila.
I would like to help you to assess your team leadership index. Right? How far you are good or excellent as a team leader. Okay. So based on the model I presented at the beginning, built model, we can have an assessment, right? So we have sent you this diagram yesterday. I think you might have received that. If not, you can have a sketch in your notebook to see, okay, to do this assessment, inshallah. Right? There are 5 elements. Then I have given 5 statements. I will explain you one by one. So when I explain one by one, you can assess yourself against those statements and come up with a score out of 100. That is the idea. Let's do it, inshallah. So start with goal. What is your goal? What is your goal as a team leader? Right? You have a goal, isn't it? You have a goal. That's why you are assigned for that duty, responsibility. You may have more than one, but primarily you may have a big goal for your team, for your division, for your department, section, anything. If you are the CEO of your company, we have one singular big goal, right? So what is that goal? So we can divide goal into 2 different groups, 2 perspectives. I call them, one of them is professional goal or goals. That means the goals come with your responsibility as a team leader. The second, the thing is purpose-driven goal or greater contribution, we say. What is that? Say, for example, say you are a head of school, head of the school. What is a professional goal as a head of a school? To make the school better, isn't it? To make the school of choice in the region, for example, that could be your goal. You may have many schools in your region. To make your school as a school of choice, that be a professional goal as a head of the school. So you have to work with the school management and teachers, students, parents to achieve this goal. And there is another goal we call purpose-driven goal. What is that? as a head of school. For example, to enhance the lifestyle of the future generation through education. It is a greater contribution to the community, right? You may have a purpose-driven goal as well. Basically, if you have the purpose-driven goal in your mind, you'll be more active because you are contributing for a greater purpose, right? So what I'm suggesting is any level in your organization, right? Any level, you may know what is your professional goal. Try to develop a purpose-driven goals as well for you. So that goal will give you inner power and motivates you to perform well. Inshallah. Right. Okay, let's go to the index. The first point, the first element I would like to assess from you is goal. So I'll put one statement here. Read that. Think about yourself against that statement and come up with a score out of 100. You don't want to type in the chat box. You can note down your notebook, right? Even if you don't want to draw this kind of a diagram, you can just put a score within your notebook, inshallah. So goal, the statement is, each team member is aware of the team's goal, just as I am. So think about your team members. So you have a professional goal and you have a purpose-driven goal, right? So you have a better idea about these two. How much your team members are aware of the team's goal, just as you are. So that is number one element you need to assess. You can assess and put a score out of 100. Is it 100 or 80, 90, 70, 60, 50, depend on your understanding about your team members. Is it clear? I hope it is clear. Okay, good. Now let's move to another topic, how to build an effective team. So under this question, we will discuss other elements of the team leadership index, inshallah. Say now you are a head of department or director of a department. You need to form a team for a specific purpose, maybe short-term team. Just I will give you some idea. You can apply the same process even if you want to set up a department, set up a section. Okay, right. I will give you the process. Simple process, but if you follow them, you will not make mistake, inshallah. Normally, what happen if you want to form a team? What happen? Once you have the idea, you will assign a team leader and assign people, isn't it? That is normal. But you can follow this process. First, setting the goal of the team. You have to set the team goal. That is step number one. If you don't know the goal, you don't set a team. Because why? Once you set the goal, you need to assign the team leader to achieve the goal. So you must know what is the goal. What is the purpose of this team, right? List out the key activities needed to achieve the goal. You can have brainstorming within your team members and list out all the key activities to achieve the goal. Even before, set up the team, right? So to have a better understanding about what kind of things we need to do to achieve the goal, right? No need to have this accurately, but to have a brainstorming to understand. Then define the KSE required to achieve the goal. What is KSE? Knowledge, skills, experience. So what kind of knowledge, skills, experience you need if you want to achieve this goal, if you want to execute these activities, key activities. So you have to understand them, list out them, right? 1, 2, 3. Then list out the people who have required KSE. Now you may have many people. Now identify who are the one have these qualifications, KSE. List out them. right? Then choose the team leader out of the list. So once you say, for example, you have listed 10 people, now out of 10, choose the best out of them as a team leader. So who is the best one to lead a team? A champion, isn't it? If you have that classification as I explained at the previous slides, you can find who is the champion out of 10 and make him as the team leader. Then choose the members in line with key activities. So after that, you can have a discussion with team leader and identify who are the right people to be part of the team. Then the team will be formed. So this is a simple process. If you can follow this, you will not make mistakes, inshallah. Okay. So this could be applied for what? Even if you want to form a small team for a short-term goal, or with a big project, a project management team, or form a department, a function, section, you can follow the same process. Inshallah. Excellent. Now we are moving to team development stages. So this subject, I think you must be very familiar. You must have heard about this. When you want to form a team or when you want to lead a team, always there are 5 stages. It is like a universal law, okay? Natural law, you have to go through these stages. You cannot skip them. Even if you get married, you have to go through this. Even if you form a small sport club, or if you want to go for a trip as a picnic, these stages will be there in a different level, but you will see like a universal law. What is that? We say forming stage, then storming, norming, performing, adjourning, right? I believe all of you are familiar, these 5 stages. So I will not going to explain in detail, but I want to touch a very important point in this subject. So what is forming? Orientation and ice breaking. So once you form a team, say you are forming a new team, or you are assigned as a team leader for a new team, or you are a member of a new team, you must be aware about these stages because you have to go through them. If you don't accept these stages, and if you're not aware, sometimes the consequence will be disastrous, right? That's why we need to have a good understanding about these things. So orientation and ice breaking. So when the team is formed, you need to have a better understanding about each team members, everything, why we are here, what is the goal, what is my role, okay, what is the role of other person, so what is the similarities between 2 similar activities, some kind of orientation you must have. And you may have some invisible barriers between team members because of the diversity among them. Especially you are working in a Middle East company, you will have a team member from India, from Nigeria, from Uganda, from Nepal, Sri Lanka, So you may have differences between the people. So you have to break the ice. That is forming stage. As a team leader, you must invest time and effort in this stage. You should not skip this. Even these people are working in the same company for several years, this orientation and ice breaking must be there. That will, solve some of the potential issues, may rise at a later stage. Then we have a storming stage. Storming mean what? But a storm, like a sandstorm, okay, storming. So at this stage, we have to address the conflicts and disagreements. But we will focus on this stage in detail in my next slides, okay? What is norming? After storming, that means after all the conflicts happen within the team, you will come to some kind of understanding between team members. So conflict resolution and consensus on how the team will function. Okay, even though you might find differences, you will have some agreement. Okay, let's work together towards its goal. Okay, you will come to some kind of understanding among the team members. That is norming. You will develop certain standards. Okay, for this question, we have to approach this way. So these are the policies. These are the principles. You know, you will come up with some norms. Then you will perform high level of cohesion and performance. That is the purpose of the team formation. But these three stages basically help you to perform well. If you skip these stages, you may end up with disasters. Okay, right. What is adjourning? Wraps up its work and then dissolve. If it is a short-term team, then you can dissolve. You can acknowledge their performance, appreciate them, and you can dissolve them. If it is a function department, you don't want to dissolve them, you can continue your performance. Okay. So this is a common and very popular framework to understand team dynamics. Now we'll go to a graph like this. So when you start a team, when you form a team, when you build a team, you have the stages. During the forming stage, say at this level, effectiveness. During storming, the effectiveness of the team will go down. Why? Because storming is happening, fighting, right? Quarreling, arguing, debating. So you will not have time to perform. You'll spend a lot of time to resolve conflict within the team. So storming stage. So poor performance at this level. Then after the storming stage, norms will be developed. So by this time, the performance will go up. Then once the norms are well established, then the performing will be very high. Okay. Now, the question is how to improve the team performance. Say that storming time period is very high, then you will not have time to perform what you are expected, isn't it? Say, for example, you have formed a team, you have formed a team for 6-month project. So they took 3 months or 4 months for storming. Then what they can do for next 2 months? Not enough. So as a team leader, the leadership effectiveness is dependent on how you are effective to optimize this T, that is storming time. Okay, storming time period. So if you fail to focus on this, or if you ignore this storming and the reason why storming happened, then you will end up with a poor outcome or project delay or complaints or anything. So here the storming mean what? Like this. Okay. So during storming time, as a team leader, you need to demonstrate what? Resilience, especially in internal crisis. Storming is internal crisis. It is not an external crisis. Internally, the members of your team are fighting each other. Internal crisis. So demonstrate resilience in crisis is one of the key elements to lead your team effectively. I call this element as persistence. Okay. Persistence. Demonstrate resilience in internal crisis. So if you are good in this, you can avoid lots of damages in terms of property damages, human injuries sometime. Okay. Right. Now let's focus on quickly why T is exist. What do you mean by T? The time taken to manage the storming time. Very good. So what is that? Why the T's exist? There are many reasons. Just I will focus few of them. One of them could be lack of understanding about the purpose and roles. If the team members are not clear about the goal or the purpose of the team and their specific roles, maybe they will conflict. For example, one of the team member might think the purpose of the team formation is something else compared to others. then always when he share his opinion, he will based on his understanding about the purpose, no? So that there is a possibility of storming, conflict. And the roles are not clear between the team members. They will conflict, they will overlap, right? Personality differences. Personality differences. We know that people are unique in terms of their personality. So some people are talkative, some people are very quiet, some people are task oriented, some people they need a lot of time to think and come up, some people very soft. These differences can make or create storming prolonged. And personal hatreds. If your team members are already, they are not good in terms of their personal issues, they can create the storming period prolonged. Then ill intentions of members. If they have, as I mentioned in one of the previous slides, if they have some personal agendas, if they are working for somebody else, if in your team, they may create problem. External influences. Some other people, another manager, another director, try to influence through because of his benefits within your team, it could create storming prolonged. So these are some of the reasons why this storming exists. If you can minimize these factors, you can minimize the T. It is depend on your leadership skills, right? So let's focus on that part and do a simple assessment. Persistence. I can successfully manage my team during internal crisis. I can successfully manage my team during internal crisis. Think about yourself. Assess yourself and see how much you are good in this. Any internal crisis, how much you are excellent in managing the situation. And keep moving forward. Okay, good. How to optimize team. That's why, as I mentioned, you need to improve your team leadership skills. Okay, let's focus on that, inshallah. How to maximize the impact of team leadership. So these are big subjects. You may have many ideas on this, but I will give you some very, very important and unique ideas, inshallah. So you can directly implement in your team leadership, inshallah. Okay. Number one, lift team spirit. This is part of the build element, isn't it? Do you remember? Lift team spirit. Understand working style. Involve based on readiness. Involve your team members based on their readiness. So if you implement these three, inshallah, you can improve or you can maximize the team effectiveness and you can minimize the storming T. Right. Let's focus on lifting team spirit. What is that? What is a single important aspect that could unite the team members? What is a single important aspect that could unite the team members? What is that? How do you think? What do you think? My suggestion is, my idea is commitment to the purpose. Why this team formed? If all the members have the common understanding and acceptance towards the purpose, this is the only and the best point you can unite your members. You had to remember them, always remind them about the purpose, why we are here, why we are here, why we are doing this. Why? Because we have a goal. If you fail to contribute to achieve this goal, whole team will be collapsed. We will lose our image. So, purpose of the team should be our commitment to the purpose should be the element that can unite members. So that's what we call team spirit. Yeah, Janet's sister, she said it's common goal. That's what I'm saying. Excellent. Openness and togetherness. Yeah, openness and togetherness is one of the characteristics. Yes, we have to develop within our team members. That one also could be done by reminding the purpose of the team. Okay. In this case, as I mentioned, that is what we call team goal. So we have two different perspectives for team goal. One, the professional goal, that is what we are assigned for. Then the purpose-driven goal. Okay, that is a powerful one. So we can align this purpose-driven goal with each and every team members and personalize so that they will be united. Okay. So this one we call strategic alignment. So that means we need to align each and every team member to the overall goal of the team and overall goal of the department, overall goal of the directorate, or overall goal of the organization, right? So that each and every team member must feel that I am working for a greater purpose. Say you have a big school. The principal of the school might have a greater goal. As I mentioned, I am contributing to the, or I am helping to what? Improve the lifestyle of the next generation. Okay, could be a greater goal that could be in the principal's mind. Now think about a minor staff working in the school, maybe a cleaner, right? That person has a professional goal. What? To keep clean in whatever the given the area. In addition to that, if you can give that person this purpose-driven goal, what is that? Even though you are doing a cleaning job, you are contributing for a great purpose. People, students who are coming here and learn, and they will have a better life in future. You are helping them to, build a better life for next generation. If that a cleaning person by this purpose-driven goal, that's what I call strategic alignment. You are aligning each and every person in your organization towards the greater purpose. So that is, again, we call team spirit. Now you can see this team spirit in which organization? The organization of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam had a greater vision for the ummah, for the humankind. Each and every Sahaba joined with him. He or she got the same goal, same vision. That's why they were ready to sacrifice and commit. They were ready to do anything when Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam demanded them, right? So as a team leader, if you can give them this alignment, they'll become powerful contributors, inshallah. Okay. With this understanding in your mind, let's do an assessment. Alignment. What is that? Each team members know how their responsibilities contribute to the team's goal. Each and every team members, they must know whatever I'm doing is not only for my job, it is contributing for a greater purpose. So think about your team, and if you say your team members are fully aware about how their responsibilities are aligned with the team goals, then that means you can get 100 score on this element. If you think they are not much, some people, they are not aware, they are very poor, they don't know what they are doing, that means the score is poor. Right? Is it clear? Okay, good. The next element, understand working style. So as a team leader, you must know how each and every team member is their working style. Understand it. To understand this concept, I ask another question. What are the possible differences between two members or the members within your team? What are the possible differences between members? How many differences you will find? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Really, there are many. You see, their thinking style is different. Each one of them, the way of their think is different. Their knowledge different, experiences, skills, passion, personality, nationality, maybe family background, professional background, mindset, attitude, excellent, preferences, then health condition, belief system, culture, friends and friend circles, okay, motivations, desires, challenges, what they face in their life is we don't know. Each one they face different challenges in their life, failures in their life, aspirations, each one of them, health consciousness, okay, and relationships, spiritual differences, wealth. You can write hundreds of things. That means each one of them have unique in terms of many things. So that is the reality. You cannot expect all of them same like you, right? Okay, now out of these things, which one is most prominent one? Yeah, attitude. You are right. Attitude is different. Values, okay, mindset, excellent. Now, out of these things, which one is the most, impactful one? Easily create differences, disturbances among people. My argument is personality differences. Okay, I will tell you why it is. I will explain you why quickly, inshallah. Recognizing the personality differences. As I told you, each human is unique, but we can classify them into groups. You may aware about the personality assessment tools, right? There are tens of tools available in the market. You can use them, but I will just show you some simple method to realize the differences. Okay. Now, in terms of thinking, speaking, and action, that means people are different in terms of the way they think, the way they express their opinion, the way they approach towards something. That is action. Thinking, speaking, action. Okay. Yes, we will see the differences like this. We can divide the people into 4 groups. Now you can divide your team members into 4 groups. Okay. So owl, eagle, peacock, dove. Right? Who are the owls? How they think? They think logically, depend on details, make near accurate decisions, depend on the information they have. So this is their thinking style. They speak carefully. So every word has a solid reason. They speak carefully. They will not hurry to speak. Even in the meeting, they might be very calm and focused. They will not talk much. If you ask them, what is your opinion? They will speak. That means they speak carefully. They don't want to do mistake, right? That is their personality. Action comes after deep thoughts. Progress with concrete steps. So if you try to hurry up in certain things, they will not. You have to give them some time to start. But once they start, they will progress with concrete steps. So this is the personality of all type of people. Think, speak, action. Do you have somebody in your team like this? Identify them. Thinking, go around the people around. Dove people, they think about the people around. For example, they think what these people might think about me if I do this. They always bother about the people, how they think about themselves, right? Then speaking make others comfort. They're always soft and they speak very softly to make others comfort. Action does not hurt others. Prioritize the interest of others. Okay. So they don't want to hurt others. They always try to avoid confrontation, argument. They prioritize others' interest before their interest. Peacock people thinking go beyond the borders. They think out of the box. For example, as a team leader, if you ask a question among your team members, the Peacock people may come up with something that beyond the agenda, sometimes beyond the question you ask. The thinking go beyond the borders. Speech forces others to make decisions. The way they express their opinion, now others may take decisions because of the force they have naturally when they talk. That means they are not aggressive. The way they talk, their facial expression, the volume, they express their opinion, sometimes make others to take decisions, right? Action activate others. So when they are in a situation, others will be activated because of that person among them. This is their personality or nature. Who are the eagles? Think always practically. For example, peacock person may think in broader perspective. Okay, sometimes not practical at that situation. But eagle person always focus on what is practical, what we can do now. So they transform thoughts into action. If you have an idea, tell an eagle person, they will immediately execute the things, the action. They speak sharply. Do not bother the people around. They are very sharp. They tell whatever they comes to their mind. They will not wait. Okay. Sometimes it may hurt others. They don't bother about people around them. Action focuses on the results. They will be ready to put their time and effort if they focus on action or results. They don't want to waste time on meeting and discussion. They just focus on action, results. You see, this is the reality among the people. Okay, you cannot change because these are natural. Now, because of these natural personality differences, what will happen? You can see the differences. For example, if you compare an eagle and dove, you see the thinking pattern, the speaking pattern, action pattern is contradicting. If you see the owl and peacock, their way of approach is totally different, right? So if you have these kind of people, these 4 different people in your team, always you will find what? The way they communicate is different and the working style also different. That's why you need to understand each and every one of your team members, how they think, how they speak, how they approach a working style, so that you can get the benefit maximum out of them, right? Sometimes if you are a eagle, you will conflict with dove and peacock. If you are a dove person, you will conflict with whom? Eagle and peacock. That is natural. But if you understand these differences and accept it as it is, you can try to optimize. Sure. Okay. Now we'll do a simple assessment. Working style. I know the working style of each team member in my team. So what do you think? If you are aware 100%, you can score 100. Otherwise, accordingly, you can come up with a score. Right, now we have completed 4 elements of how to lead effectively of our build model. Now we are moving to the last element, inshallah. Right, what is that? Involve your team members based on readiness. Okay, you may have a team member who is working with you for a long time. Okay, he is knowledgeable person. He is very kind person. He's a good performer. Okay, because of that, you cannot assign immediately. You need to think about their readiness level before you assign something to your team members. If you fail to do that, you will fail in your assignment. So what is readiness? Readiness is equal to ability and willingness towards a particular task. So readiness of a staff member is not that's been unchangeable. It is depend on the task you assign. Readiness will change. Okay, ability and willingness towards the particular task you assign, the readiness will change. So before you assign a task, you need to see whether that member has ability and willingness or not. If you find they don't have, then you need to see the appropriate leadership style to lead them to achieve your goal. Okay, I will give you a simple idea, inshallah. Okay, we can divide your team members into 4 groups again. Okay, always we are dividing into 4 groups. Okay, based on the readiness level. The axis here we call ability, then willingness. So we divide them into 4 groups. Here we call less able, less willing. That means now you have an assignment in your hand. You need to involve one of your team member. Okay, you need to see how much this guy is able with respect to this task, how much he is willing. If he is less in both cases, that person will be here in this group. Other one is high able, less willing, less able, high willing, able, willing. So if that guy is able and willing, you can assign directly, he will do. But if that person is not able, willing, but he or she is one of these group, then you should not assign the task. You need to assign with different leadership style. What is that? For example, if you have a less able, less willing, your style will be directing leadership style. Okay, so you have to direct them. I will tell what to do within a minute, inshallah. Then here, high able, less willing, you need to coach them, coaching style. Less able, high willing, that means ability wise he is poor, but he has the willingness to take the responsibility. Then you have to mentor leadership style. Then if that guy is able and willing, you can delegating style. So directing mean what? When you direct a person, you need to explain what to do, why to do, and how to do the task. Everything. What, why, how. This is what we call directing leadership. So in this situation, you will give them everything so that that person will eventually ready to take the responsibility and perform. Coaching leadership mean here we call what and why, because they have the ability, they know how to do. But now you have to say what to do exactly, then why to do. Why it is important, right? You have to explain them. If that guy has a high level willingness but low ability, then you need to mentor them, explain what to do and how to do. Because they know they have willingness, that means they have some motivations within them. No need to explain why. Only what and how is sufficient to make them work. So delegating mean what? They are able and willing people. Here just tell them what to do. They will do. Now the importance of this idea is, if you fail to understand their readiness level and assign, you may fail. How? For example, say you have a team member, he is able and willing. But what you will do, you will give them a direct leadership approach. You will explain them what to do, why to do, how to do everything. Because of this approach, that person will not be happy, because he is a qualified person. Eventually, he will get fed up with you and he will not deliver what you want. Sometime he will lose. He will go from your team. Okay, you will lose a powerful person because of your wrong leadership style. That's why you need to understand their readiness level and give the right approach. Okay, let's go to the assessment, inshallah. Here we call readiness. I know the ability and willingness of each team members with respect to their responsibilities. Now here we are talking about the key responsibility of your team members. So if you are a director, you may have say 5 managers. Each manager may have a specific role, responsibility, isn't it? With those responsibility, uh, do you know about their ability and willingness? How much do you know? How much do you are aware? Right? If you are fully aware, that means you are at highest level, 100 score. Otherwise, you are at low. Okay. Now, I think I have explained you everything about this subject. Now, what you can do is add all 5 scores and divide by 5 to get your team leadership index. Team leadership index. Add them and divide by 5. So are you happy about your index? Okay. What is your index? You don't want to tell now, I'm asking your opinion about the idea. Very good. MashaAllah. 89. Excellent. So you are a team leader. Okay. Alhamdulillah. I believe your team members are happy about you, and your organization is lucky to have such a person like you. If your score is above 80 mean, you are excellent. Good. Now, before I wind up this session, I will explain you some. I will present you some critical questions to become a productive team leader. Okay. Critical questions to become a productive team leader. I will give you some question. You can think about the answers. Okay. Right. What are the factors needed for the success of a team? What are the characteristics of a high performance team? What are the different types of teams and leadership strategies? There are different types of teams. Each type, there are different strategies. Muhammad Lawal says 76. MashaAllah. Excellent. Mabruk. We have only 4 points balance to go to 80. Inshallah. What are the core team building competencies? So here we have developed a team building competency I call my team. Okay. So what are the core team building competencies? What are the key roles of a team leader? Right. Then what are the emotional requirements of being a team leader? Then how do you establish confidence and trust with team members? These are some critical questions. Each team leader must have better understanding about these questions if you want to lead your team successfully. And some more. Why do people choose to join teams? Why people choose to join teams? So when you form a team, why each one of them? What motivations? Right? How to form an effective team? What are the stages of team development? Today I have given you some idea about that, what forming, what storming, norming, performing. So you need to understand the whole process so that you can lead any team in your life, inshallah. How do you deal with different personalities in the team? So we discussed about different personalities. So when it comes to dealing with them, how we can deal effectively. How do we understand the motivations of team members? How effectively manage them? Okay. What are the leadership styles that can be used to lead a team? Different leadership styles. I have briefly show you 4 different styles, but we can discuss in detail. How can we use common sense motivating techniques to get the work done from team? Some more questions. Why is it important to understand the team personality profile, the personality profiles of team members, how to assess the personality profiles? What is conflict and why do conflicts occurs in teams? What are the levels of conflicts? Conflicts, you cannot avoid. It should be, if you have human in your team, you will have conflict. So you have to understand what types of conflicts, how to manage them effectively. How to lead the storming stage effectively. We discussed that briefly here today. What unhealthy reasons can cause the storming phase to be prolonged? What are the conflict management styles? How to resolve conflicts? In terms of storming period, we discussed about that. I explained 5 things. Why storming exists, but there are certain things we call unhealthy reasons. If you understand them, it will be easy for you to handle them. What is the importance of brainstorming in solving problems and making decisions? Especially, why you have team, you need to make decision and implement to achieve your goal, isn't it? So we have to understand how to do that through brainstorming and what are the problem solving and decision making techniques. As a team, you have to solve problem because problems are there always. So what are the techniques you can use to solve problem and decision making? So these are some of the critical questions. To answer these questions, we have a program we have developed, Lead Your Team building and leadership, right? Training and coaching program. This is a 25 hours program, like a course. Okay, we answer all of those questions I have mentioned here and more than that. So we can develop this by online as well, inshallah. So if anyone of you are interested, you can contact Dr. Nasir, inshallah, for further development, inshallah. Or I will give you a feedback form. So once you fill the feedback form, there is one question at the end. If you're interested, you can contact us so that we can discuss about how to arrange this program. Inshallah, we have decided to give you a special discount since you have attended this program. We will inform you if you're interested only, inshallah.